Art isn't here to comfort you. It doesn't have a morally redeeming purpose, and it shouldn't have to. It is what it is, and you bring to it what you bring to it. I enjoy showing in galleries because you know that there is a sort of contract between the audience and the objects. I think that sort of protected space where we can have an encounter that's different than anything anywhere else is really important. It is like entering into a sort of openness about what you're going to see. I'm very interested in how objects occupy the space, that they aren't just sort of bounded by the walls and the floor, but they create their own kind of temporary architecture within the gallery. Borders is a sculpture made of painted concrete modular blocks, and they're sort of arranged to form a wall across the gallery, which mimics in some way the temporary structures that we see in cities at the moment. And they're also seen, delineating areas perhaps of migration. I'm quite interested in whether they offer reassurance or whether they increase anxiety. And here I suppose it does that within the gallery. The new work curtain performs a similar function to border. It creates spaces within the larger room that it's in, but again, completely porous. It also has a geometric pattern, but rather than the sort of rigidity of the borders piece, the pattern is completely subject to the movement of people through it. So it's a sort of entirely kind of open border in a way. I'm very interested in working with choreography and with bodies in relation to my work, and specifically with dancers, because dancers hold in their bodies an incredible knowledge of movement. I had seen Jo's work and she had seen my work, and I was really keen to do something in Melbourne that brought dance into the work. So she is developing a work for 10 dancers, which is called Cutout. That is based on what she's doing in her practice and in relation to the works. And then I have made costumes for the dancers, which makes them visually part of what we're seeing here as well. Generally, our engagement with objects is usually focused on looking for a use value or a functionality. With the art object, that functionality, while it may be present in some form, isn't explicit or easily found. One of the things that I want is for people to stay in an exhibition for longer. I'll provide seating within the exhibitions that is, a very clear way of saying to people, to take some time and to stay in the space and to be with the objects. Being with objects is more important than perhaps the desire to get them or read them, because they aren't always legible. I don't understand people's desire to have everything explained to them. Get confused, stay confused. That moment of confusion when you're looking at art is possibly like one of the most kind of liberating ways of looking that you can have.